Well, there's a lot of players I'd like to see coming to the club. But again, the players at the club now have done a great job for United, and let's not forget about that. And if we can win in Munich next week, everyone will be saying what a great team and what a great bunch of players we've got. But as I said, it wasn't just the Munich game where I think you've got to question the players, you know. I think it's been over the whole season. And again, I'm including myself in this, and no doubt Giggsy meant the same about himself. I think a new player does lift the club. You know, you're going back 2 years. I think we bought Yap and Jesper, and last summer I think it was just Fabian. So I think one, and I don't mean one player, hopefully 2 or 3 players. And as I said, if they were all midfielders, brilliant. I think it's a great challenge for me and the rest of the players then to say, well, I'm going to keep my position, and it's up to these so-called players to try and get your position. But I'd love to see, you know, 2 or 3 players come. You know, I think Rivaldo's an outstanding player. No doubt, I think Figo's an outstanding player. Whether we can afford him or not, well, we probably could afford him, but it's their wages. It could be the problem. But again, I think that's obviously the manager's job, and the rest of the coaching staff. And you as a player have just got to look after yourself and make sure that if there is new signing, that you're going to be still in that team. But as I said, I think a club like United should be looking to buy the best.
Do you think the manager's made his comments over the last 3 or 4 years, sometimes considering what we've done and the name, we haven't been in there pitching with the best?
I think, you know, again, United, I think, have spent wisely. You know, I don't expect the club to go around spending 20, 30, 40 million or whatever, but there's plenty of good players out there for maybe 20 million. Now, in today's market, I think that's fairly cheap. And the players we have bought have been outstanding. You look at the money, even Fabian was 7, maybe 8 million, but I think that was a very good investment. People like Yap, and going back as far as myself, you know, that seemed a lot of money back then, you know, 8 years ago. So the club have spent wisely, but again, I think that's up to the manager to decide.
When you signed your contract, an extended contract, is that something that you wanted assurances of before you signed?
No, well, I trust the manager, and I trust the club that they will, come the time, if we need to go and buy the players, that they'll do that. As I said, maybe sometimes the players we're getting too busy and we're trying to run things, and some of our comments get blown out of our proportion. But we want to see the club doing well, and as I said, you know, if we can buy midfielders, I see that as a personal challenge for me to say, you know, you need to buck up your ideas, and you've got a couple of players coming through, because that's the way I feel now. You know, if it's me or Scholes or me or Butty, you know there's somebody else on the bench who's more than capable of doing a good job for the team. So that's what all big clubs should be. And sometimes we're on about how good our squad is, and maybe it's not as good as everyone thinks, you know.
Okay.